So we're ready to do some audio. We picked up the speakers, Chinese EM speakers from Walmart. Boy, they are fancy. $8. Two-way speaker. They got a. Oh, wait a second. I think we're missing a part. I think we ought to send these back. It's in a tweeter there. I think maybe. All right, these are small, 3-inch diameter. They were cheap. They are powered. That is the requirement. These are video games from the 90s and earlier. Sound quality is a non-starter issue. Okay, so we've got this is the underside piece that we'll be actually using the router for. And I'm also going to try to put the speakers closer to the center. I want room to be able to get a screwdriver in there to assemble and disassemble this. Get the speaker out. Pretty basic stuff here. I was hoping it would have a separate power supply, so I wouldn't have to run, the high voltage all the way up. So I wouldn't have to run the high voltage all the way up to where the speakers are, but it does not have a external power supply. It's this little guy inside. Now, I'm also going to be putting the button controls up under here as well. I don't even know. There might not be enough room. We might have to get another part of the panel to get the... Actually, what am I doing here? Oh my god. Alright. No exposed wires there or anything. So we should be good there in terms of safety. I was a little concerned. However, this back panel is not a panel. It will need to be surgically removed. Looks like we're gonna need a saw. Highly skilled. High skill required here. Volume control. I'm gonna undo these. And then it should pop right off. Alright. The headphone jack might be cool to have. You want to sit there and you want to play with just headphones on. But here's the issue. There's no way I'm making it through the 3/4 with these little things here. I'm going to have to either hog out a huge section and put this in there somehow. Like hog it all the way out so that these can reach the front. And that'd be a very thin layer of laminate and plywood left to hold it in place. I don't like that. What? Why is it going all over the place? Could it be AC? Oh well, this power supply won't work because this is DC. Here we go. Line to the other speaker. Make the other speaker go. Let's see if I can't break some of this off here. Oh, that really was tough. Okay, I just found out. I have this hole saw that's exactly the right size. If it wasn't for this laminate, I could use this hole saw. Unfortunately, there is laminate. I can't use the hole saw. That sucks. I could route it out completely. As we know, a router that's unguided is going to produce a terrible hole. So what I could do is I could hog out a whole lot in here, make it really thin. It's just the center part. Still screw it into the back here. And then from the front, drill little holes. Have a bunch of little holes. Might give it like a little bit of a classic look. Might look kind of cool. Route the hole as best as I could. Then stick these in from the front and screw them on, but then the whole rim will be exposed. I could route that a little bit, but then you'd see that edge. I'm just going to have to try to make a very nice circular hole. That's what I should do, is I should test that hole cutter saw. But I will bet you a lot of money that it does not look pretty. Should we test it? Let's test it. I got a nice big piece of scrap right here. Let's see what it'll do. Hey, if that hole saw works, we in business there. Wow. That actually made a very nice looking hole. I can live with that. It's not terrible. I mean, you got a little bit there, but even that just rubs right off. That's pretty good. That's... Wow. Okay. 5 inches. Boy, I have some ham-fisted hands in there. That'll be nice, though. I'll be able to reach that. I'll be able to reach that, no problem. All right, so we're basically out of room here. I may just go with one speaker here. Oh, there's no... oh, my... I gotta check the height on this to see if that will even work. 3.5. All right, 3.5 inches. Let's see if there's 3.5 inside. Okay, not enough room. We have just about 2 3/4. So let's make sure the speakers are gonna fit. Wow, they are gonna fit. Yeah, make some sort of disconnect. Is probably the best bet, and put only the speakers up here, just because 3.5 is just too tall for in there. Like I could do it like this, but I don't want to put holes in the marquee. I want to put a light in the marquee. You know, I don't want to be messing around with all this. So my latest idea would solve all of my problems except the tremendous labor. Take this pot off the board, since this is the only pot I need, and wire it to the board. But it's got 6 pins, and Lord knows what else is running through there. It could be dimming both speakers individually, which is probably what it is. If we get up close, you'll see these 6 pins here. I'll desolder those. I'd have to desolder this grounding wire, which I guess is what that is, and I'd obviously reattach that later. And I could mount the pot into the wood more. I'd bore a hole out the size of this and try to get it in there nice, and then put something behind it or hot glue it in or whatever to get it in there, and then I'd have the pot exactly where I want it. I could put this stuff on the side of the cabinet, anywhere else but where in here with the sound stuff. Obviously, that's a lot of work. Desoldering that, and then there's the question of, you know, desoldering it, putting it back together. Will it chooch again? Who knows? I can have internal sound control, internal audio control. That sucks. I don't want that. I'm going to have to look into this. All right, so that's where we're going to stop for tonight. I may continue on this video in the next video, and I'll think of something. All right, so I came up with the solution. The other night I was ready to take this whole thing apart. Pull the potentiometer off this board, wire it up. Not even close to necessary. 2 ideas I came up with since then. Number 1, leave this volume at, close to max, if not near max, and put a potentiometer in line with the speakers and control the volume of the speakers. Or, even better yet, the best idea so far, put the potentiometer in line with this. In fact, I can get a simple headphone volume control and wire that in. Most of the headphone volume controls that I found, though, online and stuff, have that little dial you gotta push. It needs to be a knob. It needs to be a button. It needs to be, like that tactile button there. So I went and picked this up from Radio Shack. Now I got a 15,000 ohm resistor here. 15,000 ohm potentiometer, okay? Linear potentiometer. I'm guessing that's what this is in here. That's why, because it says 50K on it. Doesn't say whether it's linear or logarithmic, but we'll find out, won't we? All right, so these potentiometers have 6 poles. Now, I figured out exactly how a potentiometer works and why it's got 6 individual ports here. Here's the thing. 3 of these are for one channel, 3 are for another. Okay, very easy, very simple. This one in the middle here is a constant. That's like the power coming in or whatever. And then you can either choose the left side or the right side as the out. And whether you choose the left side or the right side tells you whether or not this is maximum or this is maximum. So the way it's wired now, this is minimum and this is maximum. So they must be wiring, this is the out or whatever it is. You know, I have a multimeter I can test to see which one is which on my own one. However, this potentiometer leaves a little bit to be desired. Now, I did buy this, and there is no option to return because the Radio Shack here is going out of business, and I got it for 50% off. They did not have the potentiometer I needed. They had 50 potentiometers I didn't need, and this one. One good thing about this potentiometer is this here, which I will cut to length, but is ideal for my volume. Now, we're going to have one channel sound. This only is going to do one channel. I also got this cool retro looking knob. I thought it looked pretty cool. So we are getting out the wire cutters. We are going to cut this wire down. We are going to... The grounding, of course, is surrounding it as a shield. These tiny fibers here are the ground. Oh. Get all that junk over there. Come on. This is like... Oh, I think we got enough there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to attach both left and right together for the signal input wire because there are two amplifiers, obviously, in every stereo amplifier. One for each channel. There's red and white. Oh, red and white together. Alright, so we are going to put power to it. It's lighting up over there, you can see. Green LED. Let's see if we get sound. Alright, good. It's obviously working. Now, the pot. Alright, so we got that looped in there. Now, this is working perfectly. Cut the holes last night. They came out perfect. The holes got cut and they look perfect. Then I spray painted in there so you can't really see. Time to pull out the king size there, brother. Oink. Perfect. Ba-boom. Alright, so we got the pot in there. We got the speakers in there. We just need a little support for the pot, so we need to put a little piece of wood behind it to hold it in place. We're going to just cut this by hand. We're just going to use drywall screws to hold this in because it doesn't want to get too tight and break the thing. Wish I had one of those third hand things. Should have got one today at Radio Shack. Yeah, it looks like they're going out of business, ISD. You going out of business? The lady behind the counter says, "I can't tell you that." I said, "Okay." Like, what is that? I can't tell you if we're going out of business? What kind of stupidity is this? Remember, this is linear. If it was logarithmic, it would really matter which pole, which outer of the two poles I was putting which side on. Let me get this guy going. Tell me that ain't gonna work. Tell me those are coming out. Ever. Okay. That was bad. We just put a hole. God. We just put another hole. 2 holes in the laminate. God. Yay. Now this isn't going to be really easily viewable. I forgot about the length and going back and forth. Oh, man. You know, everything you do, you work so hard to get it, and then bam. Oh, needs to be relaminated. That is maddening. I want to know the depth of this, so I know how long to make the shaft here so it fits. I can't make it longer than 5/16. Perfect. How about we do it this way this time, huh? By hand, folks. The old-fashioned way. All right. So we're good there? I have to get the fan out of here. All right. We got a fan. Check. 12-volt DC power supply, which will be going in the back of the unit. Check. 1, 2. All right, so red to red, black to black. No es bueno. Let's try that way. Much better. Don't you just love it when a plan comes together? Well, how about that? Oh, it's a little smaller than the fan. But you know what? It's really close. That yellow wire here, I'm pretty certain is an RPM, a speed reader, to feed back to the computer. Obviously that's a fan for a computer, so you would feed that back, and it would know what speed the fan is going and adjust it, or it would adjust the speed based on the temperature of your computer box or your CPU or whatever. The Pi, not doing anything with cooling for that. I've been watching it and been paying attention to how it's doing, playing some of the various systems. There does not seem to be a temp issue. Well, this is going to be the best darn tootin' solder job you've ever seen. Now, I still have the big drill out here, the 12-volt drill. I'm gonna continue with the 12-volt drill because it has the speed for this hole saw. This hole saw loves speed. Now, we are gonna just double check and measure, make sure it holes in the center here. actually prefer them. Well, it's like more work or whatever, but I really don't care. I want them to be secure, you know? More than anything, I want them to be secure. The reason I'm doing the connectors here is because I want to be able to remove this piece if I ever need to again without having to unsolder disconnect. So that is done. All right, we got the plan. So this plugs into the bottom of the cabinet where the HDMI to analog connectors are. So this is just going to plug right into that instead of plugging into the board somewhere. Ground goes to ground. That is going to be really close to the solder. I'm going to actually cut that back a little tiny bit more. Surely will. If I get any comments. Please. Yeah, it's not going to stick. That's going to have to get hot glued. The heat has shrunk the end of the... Look, don't make fun of my weld, okay? Or my, Good. All that soldering is done for that. So that's the pot. Now, I need to lengthen these wires here first, because they came really short from the factory, obviously, as you can see. I mean, the other end was these, and they are just as short. That's right on the end of the speaker right there. So that's how close they were. The other side's fine. We'll just hook on to the end of the other side, the connectors. It'll be fine. Look at my, look, I found a third hand there. Need to do that a second time. Or I should have just let that thing fall. Imagine dropping a soldering iron, picking up, catching it on the wrong end. Whoo, that sounds like a blast. A blast from the past. Okay. All right. Now, we need to make this as long as... Oh, that is like such... Oh my god, that looks like such a hack job. Holy cow. I might get the... Look at that. Oh my god. What a piece of crap. This means I'm going to have to find my glue gun, you know. Without cutting my finger off. Like, if I had the glue gun, I think I'd maybe just glue the whole assembly together like this. Make it one giant thing. Maybe I could just tape it like that. Everyone needs to know how to electrical tape stuff together. Oh god, this is disgusting. I'm disgusted with myself. All that hard work in this nice cabinet, and then I'm going to do this redneck. Oh my god, it's just awful. God, I need more. That was. Look at this abortion. Oh my god. God, please, nobody open this cabinet and see what I've done. Lord, forgive me, for I have sinned. Oh my god. It works really well. Okay, we need to poke it though. That's all we got for now. See ya.